All right. So I'm Hamilton Bean, Director of the International Studies Program. I'm here with Emma Sletteland, who is International Recruitment and Enrollment Coordinator for CU Denver's Office of International Admissions. With the rise of remote instruction, remote learning, we're doing these brief interviews with outstanding International Studies Program alumni like Emma. So I'm so glad that you're here today to talk to us a little bit about your work and what you've been doing. So if it's okay with you, we'll just jump right into it. Our first question is, tell us a little bit about your work as a recruitment and enrollment coordinator, and give us a sense of the day in the life, both before the COVID crisis and what you're doing today.
Sure. So international admissions, our office is responsible for the recruitment and enrollment of all of our international students at CU Denver for both ESL, undergrad, and graduate level. And so my role is the primary recruiter for the office. So what that meant before the pandemic was a lot of actual in-person recruitment. So actually traveling to our target markets across the world, which are primarily China, the Middle East, and India are our biggest three, and actually participating in recruitment events. So some of those are big fairs where I have a table set up and talk to parents and students. Some of them are visiting with our agent offices, who are our partners we work with across the world, or actually visiting high schools and universities. And then since travel is not really feasible right now, my job has transitioned to a lot of virtual recruitment. So I've been doing a lot of virtual webinars. I just got off one this morning, actually, doing one-on-one meetings with students via Zoom, and just trying to sort of beef up our social media recruitment efforts. And then just the more day-to-day of the job is processing applications, doing credential evaluations, answering student inquiries.
Fantastic. What are some of the places you've been to in China, India, and the Middle East? What are some of the cities?
Yeah, so in India, I went for my first time last fall, and so I went to Mumbai, Pune, Hyderabad, and Bangalore. So all in the south of India, major sort of tech hubs, which is where we get a lot of business and IT students from India. So that was really incredible. I've been wanting to travel to India for a long time. So that was a lot of fun. The trips are very busy, very hectic. It's definitely not like a vacation, but I also managed to have some fun in there. We had a party and I got to wear a sari, and that was so fun. And then within the Middle East, I visited Dubai and Abu Dhabi, Muscat, Oman, and then Riyadh, Jeddah, and Dammam, and Saudi Arabia, and Kuwait City.
Amazing. And then I'm assuming that some of the students watching this video are just really envious of the kind of career you have that takes you to such amazing places. I'm curious, now you graduated, was it 2016?
2015.
2015, right. Now, a lot of our students we have several seniors graduating this May, and then folks graduating over the summer and the next fall. If you could kind of think back and remind yourself of what that time was like when you were about to graduate and all the uncertainty, given this amazing career that you have now and all these places that you go, what kind of advice would you give yourself back then, or what would you tell yourself now that you've had this time in the career world?
I would tell myself not to worry so much, definitely. I remember before graduating, I was just so nervous because I had always felt sort of like I had this set path of education, and then going into the career world was just a whole unknown. So I was really, really nervous, and I would want to tell myself that it will work out, like as long as you put in the effort and put yourself out there. There are so many different opportunities, and it might not be exactly what you thought it was. Like, I definitely didn't have an exact plan, and I didn't think I'd be working in this job now. That wasn't my plan. But it works out. And I would say definitely I know right now is extra uncertain with the pandemic, but it's going to pass. And I would try to say just, try not to worry too much and it will work itself out. Take risks. What sort of led me to this position was I taught English for a year in Japan. And I think without having that experience, I wouldn't have been able to do this job. So yeah, there are many opportunities out there.
That's really great advice. I'm curious though, if students are watching this and they're like, gosh, I really would like a career like that. What are some of the things that they could do now if they have a semester or two left in the program that might help them kind of gain a career in the international education arena?
Yeah, so how I got started actually is I worked as a student assistant in the study abroad office, and that's how I kind of stumbled upon this whole field. So I would say first you could look at CU Denver to see if there are any opportunities. That's definitely the best way, is if you can actually get experience either with an internship and a job. And obviously you can go to the Experiential Learning Center and they're great there and can help you look for jobs and internships. Talk to people who have cool jobs. I'd be happy to talk to anyone. Yeah, and I would say definitely just explore your options. Don't try to if you know exactly what you want to do, that's awesome and go for that. But if you're not sure, that's okay, and just explore different options and kind of see what works for you.
That's all really helpful. Thank you. If yeah, I'm going to include a link in the description of the video to your LinkedIn so students can contact you if and connect with you, if that's okay. And then I guess my last question would be, what's in store for your future? Obviously, when the pandemic ends, we want to see you back out there recruiting for CU Denver and all these amazing locations. But longer term, where do you see yourself going? What's next for you?
Yeah, that's a great question. I was thinking about what's next. So I am looking into graduate school. So that's probably my next big step. So working in international higher education, it's kind of the next logical step is to get a graduate degree. And I do really love this field and want to continue in this field. So I'm looking at programs at CU Denver, since we do have the tuition benefit as an employee, which is awesome. I'm also looking at some other programs in other states. So just kind of doing my research there.
Well, we wish you the best of luck. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me and to share this information with our students. And hopefully everything gets back to more of a normal situation soon.
Yes, of course. Thank you for having me.
All right.